Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. I'm so glad you dropped by today. I have a fun and visually astounding little sunflower card for you today, and this is what it looks like. This is called the happy flower for many reasons, and I'll go into the history of that as we go along. This is a rubber stamp by SonLight Impressions, and I'm going to start by using my little Sizzix magic platform here for stamping and some VersaFine black onyx ink. Now, when I work with big stamps like this is almost 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch stamp. I like to flip it over and stamp directly on the rubber. You can see I'm being careful to make sure I get all of that stamped up correctly. And then I will press down on my stamping platform here, which is a rubber mat by Sizzix. I'm going to do my best to rub my hand over all these areas without overdoing it. I don't want my bees to be big, fat, and smushed. And voila. Oops, I can fix that. There's a few bare spots. Don't despair about that. The rest of it looks pretty good. So I will just fill in with an extra fine Sharpie. This pen is very handy for going in on any spots that did not stamp correctly. Now generally red rubber stamps are pretty good stamps, but occasionally on a huge stamp like this you can get some missed spots, even with the Sizzix stamping foam there. I was hoping that would help me, but it didn't, and that's okay. I can work with this. So I'm looking at my stamp over there on the left and filling in the spots that have been missed. But what a beautiful little image. We've got some bees, a couple of ladybugs, and a little worm on the stalk of one of those sunflowers. So much fun. Now I'm going to go through with just some simple markers. Of course, everybody knows I am not paid by anyone, so I use whatever markers I have on hand. I'm going to quickly color these in and tell you a little bit about sunflowers. So you can probably guess how the sunflower got their name. It's because young sunflowers move their face to the sun. Don't you just love that? As they grow, they face towards the sun. They love basking in the rays just like we do, and they can't get enough of that vitamin D. So their scientific name is Helianthus, and this comes from the Greek word for sun, which is helios, and flower, which is anthus. Isn't that cool? Okay, so we love sunflowers, right? They symbolize loyalty and adoration. And because of their association with the sun, sunflowers are well known for being a happy flower and the perfect bloom for a summer flower to brighten someone's mood. Actually, personally, my favorite color is yellow. I like a happy color, so this was so much fun for me to color in. Now, there's also a spiritual meaning of sunflowers. Many people see this as a spiritual flower, and that's because their similar appearance to the sun and the fact that they're always trying to find the light. So can you think of a more perfect flower? I cannot. And the color yellow just grabs my heart immediately. So again, they symbolize loyalty and following God or their spiritual guide. Kind of like I just mentioned, that young sunflowers turn their face towards the sun. So, what a wonderful flower. Did you also know that they come in various colors? Yellow's my favorite, but they also come in red, orange, white, pink, and purple. Can't get enough of sunflowers? Hey, the tallest recorded sunflower was a huge 30 feet 1 inch. And it's now the national flower for both Russia and Ukraine. All prayers go out to both of those countries. Sunflower seeds are packed full of calcium, so they're perfect for a little afternoon healthy snack, and they're usually given on a 3rd wedding anniversary. Each sunflower can produce between 1,000 and 2,000 seeds. So what a wonderful little flower. We eat the seeds, birds and other animals eat the seeds. It's just a very giving flower, and so well documented for its symbolism of loyalty and adoration. So let's get back to the card here. You can see I used a couple of colors of yellow and a light brown and a couple of colors of green. I'm not going to go to a lot of trouble here. I just apply my marker and then go back and blend with the lighter color in both the yellows and the greens, and this comes together rather quickly. I didn't want to have you watch me color each flower, each stalk of grass, each stem, so I jumped forward here and just show you a little bit of the coloring that I'm doing here. Now on some of these blades of grass I'm using the finer nib because I tried to go forward with the regular nib and it was just a little too big. So in order to get the lighter and the darker, I had to use the finer nib of these Marvy pens, and that's a plus to using the Marvies. Now you can see I'm not using so many different colors of markers. I'm not using blenders. I'm not doing any of that difficult stuff here. It's all very simple. Going in and coloring a couple of the ladybugs, using the same yellow that I used on the sunflowers for my bees, and I love, love, love to use blue for the wings. Now you don't have to do that. I just like to add an additional little color, and in this respect I like to use blue for the wings. I do that on all my bees if you watch any of my videos. And here is my cute little worm crawling along the stem of the ladybug. This stamp has so much little detail that you probably don't notice on first glance, but it is just adorable. And again, I'll be using this on a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2" card base, and I'm going to cut this down after I have everything colored, and that is the easiest way for me to move forward. So my sunflower mat is 4 by 5 1/4, and then I cut a little gingham mat out of brown and white. And all of the dimensions and supplies can be found on my card blog at vintagehillstudio.com, so come over and visit me. And I'd love for you to leave me comments or subscribe. So I'll get my little sunflower mat put down on the gingham mat, and then I apply that to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2" card base. And I've got these sweet sentiments here from Franz by Stampendous, and it is called, let me see here, Laugh Every Day. And again, that will be listed on my card blog. Here's the inside of my card, and of course you know I love to line my envelopes. So come over and visit me on my YouTube channel for easy peasy envelope liners, no special dies or measurements needed. And what a nice finishing touch to your beautiful cards. So I hope you'll drop by and check that out as well. And I am so glad you joined me today. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of history on sunflowers. I thought that was so interesting, so I love to share that with my followers. And again, what's the downside of having a happy, sunny card to share with someone? Thank you so much for dropping by today. Happy crafting, everyone.